IGUALES. So, Sebastian, I don't know how to call you. Welcome here to the podcast of IGUALES. How are you feeling? How's everything?
Yeah, pretty good. Excited to be back here in Madrid. One of my favorite tournaments, and looking forward to it.
Looking forward to it. I actually, yesterday I had some free time between a couple of podcasts. Well, went around to the courts outside, and I saw you practicing with Dimi. How was that? How was the court? How was everything?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, this is one of the best clay courts in the world here. I mean, it's just so nice to play on, so smooth, and it's difficult to play here with the altitude a little bit, but it favors big, tall guys who hit the ball really hard. So I'm excited.
So, do you feel like those conditions suit you really well?
Yeah, I think any fast points here are really good, and obviously. If you have a big serve, it helps tremendously here, and I think that's the goal for the week is serve well and fast points.
Fast points, serve well, and in a way that was Taylor was referring to us about how when he wins those big points, it's how he just goes for them, and for him the build up to the confidence in those moments, it's just when you're feeling well practicing. Do you feel the same as Taylor in a way?
Yeah, I think especially here, I mean, it's super important to really go after it. And, as soon as you kind of get scared or brush off of it, I think the altitude really takes the ball, and it's not coming back after that. So it's you got to really be committed here. You got to be looking forward for things to go to the net and to be really aggressive here.
You always mention how you come from a family of sports people. How do you feel that helps with the understanding of what it takes to be on the tour, competing in the highest level?
Yeah, I mean, I've been around the tour my whole life. Basically, my dad coached Radek Stepanek, who's my coach now, and I used to travel a few weeks with him. So used to sneak me into the locker rooms and be with the guys. So as soon as I really got onto the tour, everything was kind of what I was used to as a young kid. So I think that really helped, and obviously having my sisters, professional golfers, and both my parents were professional tennis players. It's it helps a lot. They know the lifestyle, they know the risks you have to take, and all the sacrifice you have to make, and that's definitely helpful. And they've been in situations where I'll be in later in my life, so they can really understand and help me with those little things.
Do you often have conversations with them about specific moments in, just say, matches? It doesn't matter the sport really, and do you think it helps each other in a way?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we're all going through something at some certain point in our careers, and knowing that they can help me in those situations, it's really big. Golf and tennis are different sports, but similar in a way that it's you're by yourself out there, and you got to figure things out and problem solve, and I think it's a really big key to just to sometimes sit down, have a chat, and to just help each other out.
When you come into the set, I saw you playing with a F1 Lego car. You an F1 fan?
Yeah, I mean, my parents used to have an apartment in Monaco, so we used to go to the F1 there, and I'm a big Ferrari guy. So that's my team. Yeah.
Okay, so how are you feeling about Carlos Sainz, Leclerc, everything?
I mean, they're doing a little bit better this year. Obviously, the Red Bull is unbelievable as it was last year and the years before. So hopefully we can keep getting better and keep getting on podiums.
Are you feeling sad about Carlos not continuing in Ferrari next year?
I am, yeah. I really like Carlos Sainz. Hopefully he goes somewhere in it with a big team, and hopefully he can keep doing well.
So I'm pretty confident throughout your whole life you're a Rafa Nadal fan.
Yeah.
You know the stakes about this tournament for him. Do you feel like Rafa has built up a career in which he can definitely decide the way he can retire?
Yeah, I think it's obviously his choice. He's one of the greatest tennis players of all time, and that's all you can really hope for is that he goes out on his terms. Hopefully an injury doesn't stop his career, so you kind of just wish him the best in that way, and hopefully that he can whenever it's time, it's his decision.
Hypothetically, let's just say you match Rafa here in Madrid. The build up to the match, how would you prepare yourself? Because you're playing Rafa, you're a fan of him, but still, the first thing is winning.
Yeah.
How would you prepare yourself mentally for that match?
Well, luckily I've played him twice. The first time I played him was the first time I qualified for a Grand Slam, and I played him at the French Open. I got destroyed there normally, but then we played once in Indian Wells. I was up a double break in the third set, serving for it twice, lost. So hopefully I can take the next step and maybe beat him. But yeah, I mean he's obviously probably the greatest competitor that tennis has ever seen, and so you know what you're gonna get. He's gonna give his all, and it's very difficult to play against him.
What did you learn from those big players when you were watching when you were a kid? What do you think fueled your game to the way you're playing now from those big players back in the days?
Yeah, I mean, Nadal was obviously my idol growing up, and just the passion that he has for tennis. How hard he competes, and how kind he is to everyone. I think is something I really tried to take into my career. I try to compete as hard as I can every single day, and just hopefully can be like him in one way or another one day.
Do you feel like you relate to those persons as well when you're competing here? I mean, is it hard mentally to get on the court, get on the tour as well, and changing the mindset in a way?
Yeah, I mean, when you first come on tour, you're obviously looking like these guys are gods. It's still weird to see Rafa around. It's just someone that you've grown up and idolized for your whole life. So every time I see him, it's still weird and kind of different. To say that we're kind of playing on the same tour, but yeah, it's a big inspiration, and just seeing these guys, practicing with them every day, playing against them, it's a big privilege.
We talked about Rafa enough. Sorry about that, but. Any specific goals you have for the upcoming clay season? Then you have the big Grand Slams and obviously the Olympics. How are you prepping for that?
Yeah, now my wrist is starting to get a lot better. So I had a big injury, and that kind of prevented me from really doing what I wanted to do last year. And hopefully I can just stay healthy, and I think the rest will come. I'm quite comfortable on clay, and hopefully I can have some good results.
How, for example, the wrist you were suffering from, at what point do you feel like, okay, it's enough, I have to stop and I have to look at my wrist? In which point do you think that's enough?
Obviously in Australia it was really bad last year, and I didn't play tennis basically from Australia all the way till Madrid was my last tournament, or my first tournament last year. And yeah, it was just a battle, throughout the whole year. It wasn't, something that I was comfortable with the whole year. There was always pain, but I always had the green light to go and play. And it's been a long process, but hopefully it's coming to an end now.
How do you deal mentally with those injuries? Because a part of, unfortunately, a part of the tennis life is dealing with those injuries. I mean, obviously, physically you prep for them, you go to specialists and everything, but mentally, how hard it is to not being able to get on the court and playing the level you can play? Yeah,
I mean, I would say last year, I was barely practicing. Every forehand that I hit, I was kind of like almost screeching like something's going to come, pain's going to come, and definitely mentally, it's pretty difficult knowing that you can only play 80% of your game. Couldn't go to the net, couldn't really return really well, so I wasn't playing 100% of my capabilities. I wasn't really practicing, so you're always just playing catch up, and just hoping to have a good result here and there. But hopefully that's coming to an end.
I mean, more than hopefully this is coming to an end. Any specific goals for Madrid? I don't mean result-wise, because anything can happen. It's a sport, it's a competition. But I mean in a learning process. What do you want to learn from your experience here in the MUTUA Madrid Open? Yeah,
I think just just getting back onto these courts. It's so nice to prepare in a way. Everything's perfect almost here on these clay courts. The bounces are great. So just kind of having a lot of great practices, hoping a lot of great matches, and just getting me a nice trajectory towards Rome and Roland Garros.
Do you feel like, are you one of those players that like to play on those big center courts, or do you also like playing on those smaller courts? Maybe you don't have that many space behind you.
But obviously on clay I'd like less space, so my competitors can't go back there and run. But it's obviously playing on the big courts is what you want to play, but even the small ones are a lot of fun. The crowd's a lot closer to you. They can really engage, and you can really feel their energy throughout the match.
How do you feel about the Spanish crowd? Do you feel the energy in the vamos and everything?
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously, super passionate. They love tennis. You can see every day when we kind of drive in with the transportation, they're all waiting there behind the barricades, waiting to get signatures. And, it's a lot of fun playing here. The crowd's amazing, and, they're super passionate.
Talking about Spain, we have to talk about Madrid football. Have you had the chance to watch Real Madrid Barcelona?
Yeah, I mean, we tried going to the game. We couldn't get tickets in time, but yeah, obviously we're staying basically right next to the stadium, so you can really feel the energy, all the people walking to the stadium, and yeah, obviously it was an unbelievable game for Madrid, and then pulling it out in the end.
Madrid or Barcelona?
I'm a Madrid guy.
Real Madrid guy.
There you go.
Did you have the chance to go to Santiago Bernabeu to watch the whole thing?
No, I didn't. No, I haven't been to the football here once, but yeah, obviously just walking around the stadium has been cool.
And you had the chance to watch the new Bernabeu yet, or?
Just walking around, not inside though.
Yeah, but at the outside it's still
beautiful. Yeah,
it's still beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully Real Madrid, if you're watching, and you have to take Seb at least for a tour.
Come on, man.
I mean, come on, Real Madrid. But yeah, do you feel like Real Madrid have a big chance of winning the Champions League this year with PSG? Gael Monfils told us, because I told him, Gael, he's playing PSG Madrid, come on, it's Madrid. And he told me, we have to play first.
Yeah.
What do you think about the match?
I mean, obviously Madrid is Champions League. I mean, that's their history. They have the most, and obviously they're the best when it comes to this tournament. So yeah, obviously they're in the favor for winning, and hopefully they can get it done.
Hopefully they get it done. I'll be happy, and I'm sure the Madrid fans will be happy as well. We don't have that many time, unfortunately, for the interview. I would love to talk about many other things with you, but to kind of end this chat, this interview, whatever you want to call it, is there anything you want to say to Spanish fans that will be watching from home? I'll be cheering you.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, come out, come support. You guys are a lot of fun to play in front of. Get loud and bring the energy.
Bring the energy, bring the vamos.
There you go.
I am sure Seb will apply. But thanks so much, Seb.
Thank you.
Hope you're lucky enough with the conditions. Hope the wrist doesn't hurt anymore and you're playing at your best.
Appreciate that.
And I mean, go for it. Go for the serve.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, man.